Hi, I'm Homer Wells, and do I have an interesting proposal for you to hear. For too long have the French and Americans hated each other, for almost no reason. And because there was no reason, the French and American governments decided to boost relations between the two. That's why Portland, Maine got the honor to get proposed for a sister city relationship with Bordeaux, France. The two countries have a lot of similarities and may soon be the best of friends if you guys decide to support it. That's why I'm here today to try to pitch to you the sister city relationship between Bordeaux and Portland.
Named the City of Wine, at an elevation of 56 feet, this city has a population of 229,500 people and 1 million people as of 2007 in the metro area. Portland, Maine, of course, is another city, with a 2008 estimate of 62,561 people in the city. In 2009, the estimate jumped to 5.16 in the metro area population. In the United States, the U.S. ranks this as the 478th most populous state in the country, and it is the state ranked first nation in terms of population. It is nicknamed the Forest City and has an area of 21.2 square miles. Its elevation is at around 62 feet. Its unemployment rate as of June 2007 is of 3.3%. It has since then gone up. The density, of course, is 3,029.2 people per square mile as of 2000, and the racial and ethnic characteristics as of 2000 are white, 58,638, black, 1,665, Asian, 1982, Hispanic or Latino, 794, and other, 1,626. Percent of families below the poverty level in the city are 10.4%. Both cities have a lot of benefits to each other, which is why we're here to you today for a possible sister city relationship between these two great cities.
While a bunch of general facts are important to any sister city relationship, it's the specifics that really matter. And for this, we're going to specifically look at the cultural relations between the two, and how the two are actually quite similar. For this, we have Owen Meany, a man who has immersed himself in the cultures of both cities, and will now be talking to us about them. Hello, Owen. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, what's your story?
Try not to look me over your head, please.
Okay.
Although Portland, Maine is a very young city compared to Bordeaux, both have extremely important cultural connections. Both Bordeaux and Portland, Maine have a very strong emphasis on food. According to the New York Times, in the last decade, Portland has undergone a controlled fermentation for culinary ideas and is a place for delicious rustic, Italian, and French food. As everyone knows, Bordeaux is known as the wine capital of the world, but Portland also has an emphasis on alcohol. In Portland, there are over 7 microbreweries, which they are extremely proud of. So this sister connection could greatly expand the culinary scene of both cities. By having a program for chefs to communicate with each other, restaurants could improve the quality of their food. Portland is very committed to keeping locally grown products in its stores and restaurants, but Portland also has many imports coming from Europe. If a sister city connection were to be created, Bordeaux could trade some of its produce with Portland, thus helping the economy. Another important cultural site around Bordeaux are the multiple museums scattered throughout the city. From the Decorative Arts Museum to the Bordeaux Wines Museum, Bordeaux is known for its educational and beautiful art found throughout the museums. However, none is more important to the city of Bordeaux than the Musée des Beaux-Arts, a museum renowned for its 17th century French, Dutch, and Italian works. What this fabulous museum misses, though, is a sister museum that they can exchange art with. The Portland Museum of Art has a collection that contains over 17,000 pieces of art dating back from the 18th century to the present. Among the collections include paintings, sculptures, prints, furniture, glass, ceramics artists, books, and among other things. The city connection could lead to an art exchange between Bordeaux and Portland, which would greatly influence the art scene in both cities.
Now I'm here with Owen Meany, an expert on the cultures of both Bordeaux and Portland, and he's going to be talking about his views on the sister city relationship. So Owen Meany, you're ridiculously short.
Thank you.
So what do you think about the sister city relationship?
Well, you know, all my friends know I'm not the biggest fan of Catholicism.
Well, you're certainly not the biggest anything.
As I was saying before, I'm not the biggest fan of Catholicism, But, I mean, Bordeaux is known for their St. Andre's Cathedral, and any city known for a church is okay by me. I think one of the biggest problems with the U.S. is lack of Christian morals and values.
All right, and do you see any sort of other culture or any other connections that could be made that would strengthen the sister city ties between Bordeaux and Portland?
Well, I know something personal. My family owns a granite company, and Bordeaux is famous for their Bordeaux granite. And you know, granite is not very popular in the U.S., at least in my neighborhood, and that's why my father went out of business. But if we have the sister city connection, maybe granite would be more popular again in U.S. homes, and you know, my father could go back into business.
All right, and do you see any possible dangers or perils?
The only thing I could see wrong is some of their culture being lost in terms of the food, but Portland is known for having 90% of their restaurants being family-owned or owned by individuals. So I think the only thing to look out for is making sure McDonald's doesn't go into Bordeaux, which I doubt it.
All right. Well, it sounds like you know a lot about the subject. Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
I'm an unregistered doctor who performs illegal abortions in Maine, meaning that to me the law is extremely important. That's why we're going to start looking at the political systems in both of these cities, so that we can properly assess the sister city relationship in the future. Now we're going to talk with the Little Prince, who is a member of the governments in both of these systems, because of course he's a prince. And he's also from space, so he'll know a lot about Earth's politics.
Portland, Maine is a city along Maine's eastern coast. Its government is made up of representative democracy, meaning that there is a mayor and a board of representatives whom the people elect to office. The purpose of these elections is to have the people vote for their government officials who best serve their interests. Among the most pressing issues that the government of Portland have to face are the issues of taxation and how to spend valuable government revenue. Because Portland is a major travel destination site, there are often many tourists present. The government has the responsibility of ensuring that the local residents are able to have proper social services while businesses are functioning well during tourist seasons. For this reason, the representatives to government change every 4 years. They constantly have to please the voters if they want to be re-elected. The city of Bordeaux in France also has a democratic-style government. The people are elected to carry out the will of the citizens. There is no promise that they will remain in office, as they constantly have to please their voters. Bordeaux and Portland will be a good match for sister cities because they both value the welfare of their citizens. Both cities have made efforts to provide for citywide sanitation services and social welfare programs to help the poor. Bordeaux has a tradition of having some town hall meetings so that the people can voice complaints about issues in their neighborhoods. Portland also has public forums for people to express their thoughts and concerns with government. While the cities have different cultures and languages, they share common values of democracy and government for their people.
Authority is based, first of all, upon reason. If you command your subjects to jump in the ocean, there will be a revolution. As the Little Prince, I believe that one authority figure can never exactly know what people actually want to do. Democracies and representatives work the best to serve people's needs. And I might become like the grown-ups who are no longer interested in anything but numbers.
Here we are with the Little Prince, a space traveler who knows a lot about politics. Nice to meet you, Little Prince.
Nice to meet you too.
So, we have you here today to talk about Portland and Bordeaux. So, what aspects of Portland are the most impressive to you?
Well, it's really encouraging to see that the people here are so engaged in public life.
Ah, that's very nice to hear. So, what would you attribute to that?
The people are so active in government because the politicians have made them feel important. They've made the people really feel like their voices do matter.
And are those traits any similar to Bordeaux?
It seems that in both cities, the people are content with their lives. They don't seem so frustrated with their government. It also seems like neither city would have the chance with rebellion. They don't treat their people as numbers as some people do.
So, would these two sister cities be good sister cities?
Definitely. They're both democratic and the people are very active in politics. There's great social services in both places, and they are great places to live. It's so adult-like to make one person the source of power. But I really enjoy Portland and Bordeaux for the fact that they are both mostly run by legislatures. It would be very good if the two cities tamed each other, and maybe Portland could get rid of its bad mayor so it could be more people's place.
Alright, and I know you're very environmentally sensitive, so what do you think about the environment?
Well, I care deeply about the environment and my planet. I clean my volcanoes out daily. I fell in love with a flower and removed bobo trees. It's important to keep your environment clean, and with all of Portland's environmental programs, maybe Bordeaux could adopt some of these if they became sister cities.
Well, all right, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll have you back soon to talk about other things.
Okay.
Now, primarily a sister city relationship has some sort of economic trait to it. And so we brought somebody by the name of Mr. Fogg, who is extremely wealthy and knows a lot about the economies of both cities. He's going to be talking to us about how the economies of the two cities will mesh together perfectly.
Hey Bordeaux, I know I'm not supposed to be doing this because of the sister city thing we're trying to work out, but I do want to tell you something. In the town of Gravesend where I live, the residents are sitting over a bona fide outcrop of granite. So if the sister city thing doesn't work out, give us a call. I'm kind of sick of working on gravestones, and I'm sure you need new granite for some of your buildings. So again, call the Meanie Granite Quarry, and we can hook you up with some good stuff.
As you can see, both Portland and Bordeaux would benefit greatly from a sister city relationship. Please contact the City of Portland if you are interested. Thank you.